Larry, first of all, tell us what it was like at the United Nations. Were you well received? Tell us the essence of the message you delivered there.
Sure. I was well received. I was, in fact, seated next to the British delegation. Initially, just a young woman was seated in the chair, and then the British representative finally showed up. To his credit, unlike his disaster of a colleague from France, the British ambassador started off his remarks by thanking all of the briefers, which included me. I didn't even get thanks from my own country's representative. But apart from that, I was extremely well received by the Russians, by the Chinese, by the Algerians, representatives of Mozambique, Sierra Leone, even the representatives of Ecuador, Korea, and Japan were not dismissive. And the thrust of my message was, look, I've been involved with international money laundering investigations, with international criminal investigations surrounding the downing of Panama 103. I've been involved with planning terrorist operations while doing training exercises, so I know the kind of planning that goes into it. There's absolutely no reason in the world this has not been investigated by the UN, except for one reason. They already know who did it, and nobody wants to be out there. Most of these countries don't want to finger the United States as the supreme culprit, even though we know that that's who did it. And so my attempt was to try to shame the United States, the United Nations, a little bit into doing its job and upholding actual international rules-based order instead of this selective prosecution where it's okay for the United States to destroy infrastructure that is critical to the economy of Germany. What's sort of shameful, though, in all of this is the fact
the economy of Europe, in fact.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a terrorist act against Europe, not just Germany and Russia, the joint owners of the pipeline. It's had extremely serious impact on the environment. Everybody knows who did it, but no one will say so, not even the United Nations. It's an extraordinary example of lawlessness, isn't it?
Yeah, of course I laugh. At least Liz Truss said it. You know, she sent off a text message, and Sikorsky, the former foreign minister of Poland, he sent off a tweet. Oh, way to go, United States! So you know they clearly knew who did it. What's sort of disgraceful in this is that the purpose of this act had one single objective: destroy Russia's ability to supply cheap energy to Europe and can try to compel the Europeans into buying from the United States. That's it. Greed. Pure, unadulterated greed. That's what this was all about.
It's gangsterism, yeah? I mean, if the mafia did a crime like this, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. The mafia would be more sensible about it. And yet, you'd be surprised at the number of Americans that you think would be more thoughtful, that are experienced, that are wealthy, that are well-educated, that said, oh, yeah, we had to destroy this because we couldn't allow Russia to supply Germany with cheap natural gas. That made Germany a vassal state. And I'm going, whoa, wait a second. I thought this whole international economic theory about free trade operated on the principle that you try to pay the lowest price for a commodity, not the highest price, and that you don't punish a country for being successful in producing something at a lower price. Good God, what are we talking about? Then what they wanted is traditional mercantilism that's based upon monopoly.